Hello everyone. Thought long and hard about making this video. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, August the 6th, 2017. I make different videos different times. But sometimes I need to sit down and be serious about some things and say, and I need to tell a story. It's a very important story. It's never been told. Like I said, I thought long and hard about telling the story, and only very few people know it. Very few people have I shared with it. Now, I don't know if I'm going to upload this as private, just leave it as that, and just go, let's just see what, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the video at least, and I'll decide from there. Kurt Cobain has a son. How do I know this? A couple of years ago, I was at work, and they hired a young kid. He's a pretty cool kid, you know. And, you know, I didn't pay much attention to him at first. You know, I kept just kind of doing my own little fucking thing over here doing. I just do my work, mind my own fucking business. You know, I ain't worried about what these other motherfuckers are doing. I ain't worried about none of that. But after a while, I got, you know, a little bit closer to him and started talking to him, getting to know him. We had some things in common. We talked about a few things, and I heard some talk about Kurt Cobain at some point. I never paid much attention. Like, this kid was born in the 90s. What the fuck would he know about Kurt Cobain? How the fuck would this motherfucker know anything? Well, come to find out, he's from a little town called Aberdeen, Washington. And he hitchhiked all the way across the United States, down here to Florida where I'm at. And as I got talking to him, I started asking him, what's this deal with you and Kurt Cobain? Why do they keep bringing up Kurt Cobain? Because every time I introduced him to anybody else, this is my buddy from Aberdeen, Washington. I don't get to know many people from Washington State. This is unusual. And as soon as I said Aberdeen, Washington, people would say, oh, that's where Kurt Cobain's from. Okay. And finally, we were sitting around one day playing guitar, talking about bullshit, and I said, hey man, what's this story about you and Kurt Cobain? I want to know what the fuck everybody's talking about. I was being nosy, I wanted to gossip. Well, he proceeded to tell me a story that was so unbelievable that I just was like, I don't know what to say. Until I seen the evidence for myself. He told a story about his mom dated Kurt Cobain off and on, you know, through the years of their childhood, you know, mainly high school years. And how, you know, his person he calls his father was not his father. He has no physical characteristics like his father. Him and his mom got to an argument about it and was like, you know, he's like, I don't even fucking look like my dad. What the hell are you? Who the hell is my dad? Tell me now. And his mom would be like, who the fuck do you think your dad is? You know, it's just a crazy story. And at first I didn't believe it. You know, I was like, yeah, you know what, whatever. And then I started going back and looking at the documentaries and footage of Kurt Cobain. Because I was in high school in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? I was into the music and stuff, but you know, some of the other stuff just wasn't that. Now it's more time to go in depth and study more things like that. And the more I watch Kurt Cobain now, and his mannerisms, the way he talks, the way he laughs, the way he smiles, he acts just like this kid I know. Or this kid acts just like him. They are like almost, I'm not going to say mirror copies of each other, but they are so fucking close. I could take pictures of this kid and line them up with Kurt Cobain and put him in lineups. And I've done this where I've had pictures of Kurt and a picture of him, and can't tell the difference. You don't know who Kurt Cobain is. You don't know who the kid is. You can't tell which is which. The kid has since, I don't want to call him a kid. He's an adult. He's a male. He's old enough to buy alcohol. He's a good dude. He was born in 1992. Which I asked him one day. I said, "Hey man," I said, today's technology. I said, "Man, you ever go back and look and see where Kurt Cobain was 9 months prior to your birth?" I mean, because they were on worldwide tours, right? I mean, what the hell? They said, "No, man, I never thought about doing that." I said, "Well, let me go look." I'll be damned sure enough. The dates, 9 months prior to him being born, I think Nirvana was on a 3-month break. A 3-month break. They had just started their 3-month break. Was there their 3-month or a 6-month break? So the opportunity was there. You don't. If they took a break, you don't think they went home and chilled out with their family and friends, and you know, and met up with some old lovers? Some things happened. The kid has he has since showed me. He has shown me pictures of Kurt Cobain that nobody has ever seen. Real life photographs that were photos, hard copies of his mom and Kurt together. No ifs, ands, or buts. He also, when he goes back, when he was home, living at home, he would be walking down the street and people would stop, swear up and down he was Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain's grandparents had stopped and was like, "Hey, you're our grandson." And they actually did a double take and turned their car around and come after him because they thought that was Kurt Cobain walking down the road. That's how eerily similar this kid looks like and acts like and talks like Kurt. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Then he had ran into some other friends that actually knew Kurt, had taken him to meet the first drummer for Nirvana, who was actually working at a Burger King. And he was like, damn, he thought he was looking at a ghost. People see this man that knew Kurt and swear up and down they're looking at a ghost. They cannot tell the difference. Kurt Cobain had a son. And nobody knows he's out there. I know he's out there. I know him. I've talked to him. I've met him. I talked to him just the other day. Now, we don't talk on a day-to-day basis. He's moved away from this area. But I still have contact with him. I still talk to him on the phone. We still text each other. He's a good kid. But folks, do you know what this means? Kurt Cobain had a son. Kurt Cobain has a son that nobody knows exists. He is out there. And I discussed it with him. I was like, "Hey man, let's form a band. Let's do something." So I love to play guitar. I said, "Man, I'll go all the way with you, bro." You know, but even in Kurt Cobain's documentary about his son, of all freaking documentaries about a son, in the end, Kurt, they would play some audio of Kurt talking about he could never settle down in a family type lifestyle. A real regular family lifestyle would never work. I'm racking my brain because I know so many stories about Kurt and like how maybe there's I mean, this kid's mom dated Kurt off and on for years. They knew each other personally. I'm just making sure there's no more evidence or things I could let you know that I have seen, that I know for a fact are out there. I think that's about it, guys. It's been a long time for me to bring this story out and say something about it. But Kurt does have a son. He's a good dude. He's a good friend. He's been there for me when nobody else has been. Till now, I have some people, you know, on my side that's always there for me. But at this time, nobody was there. He's a good dude. I said one time, I was saying something to somebody. He needed a place to live. And I was like, yeah, he could come stay with me. You know, if I could let him, you know, he could stay with me for free. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't care. And he said, man, you gonna really, I can come stay with you for free? I said, no, man. I said, if I could, I'm not gonna kick my daughter out of her room just so you can have a place to stay. It ain't gonna work like that. I was saying, if I could, I would let you stay with me for free. But that's the whole gist of the story. I don't know what else to say, and I don't know how else to elaborate. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments. If you say I'm full of shit, oh well, I don't care. I know what the truth is. A few other of my close friends know what the truth is. And once they seen the evidence, they're like, holy shit. I didn't believe it at first either. I thought he was full of shit. I mean, you're some dumb kid who's making up fucking stories on what the fuck you're talking about. No, this kid knows exactly what he's talking about. So, just the story is, Kurt Cobain has a son. Nobody knows it. But I do. He's out there. I'll talk at you guys later. Y'all have a good one.